Welcome to Waveland State Historic Site, just 6 miles south of Lexington, Kentucky. This Greek Revival-style antebellum mansion was built by and lived in by descendants of Daniel Boone. Nowadays, interpretive tours focus on what life was like for families and slaves that lived and worked in the 1840s. Waveland was completed in 1848 by Joseph Bryan, a grandnephew of Daniel Boone. Legend has it that Daniel Boone himself surveyed the 2,000-acre property. Daniel Boone Bryan, Boone's nephew, and a famous frontiersman, historian, and poet at the time, was the first to live on the land in a stone house he built himself. He not only lived on the land, but established many businesses there. These were a gun shop, a grit-smith, a factory making saltpeter for gunpowder, a blacksmith shop, a distillery, and a paper mill. There was also a Baptist church and a school for females established at Waveland by Daniel Bryan. 2 years after Daniel Bryan's passing, Joseph Bryan Sr., Daniel's son, tore down the stone house and started building the Waveland mansion that stands today. Just as many wealthy farmers at the time did, Joseph Bryan Sr. decided to build his house in the Greek Revival style. John McMurdy, an architect in Lexington, inspired much of the design. However, it was actually Washington Allen, a contractor also from Lexington, that was hired by Bryan to complete the project. The name Waveland came about by the way the surrounding fields of grain and hemp looked like waves when the wind blew through them. As was common at the time, all the resources used to build the mansion were brought from the surrounding area and the property itself. 5 massive columns stand on the front porch and are perhaps one of the most recognizable parts of the house. Some consider the doorway to be a recreation of the north entrance to the Erechtheum at the Acropolis in Athens. The rooms have long side porches, a wide hallway, and tall ceilings that helped with the heat in the summertime. The side porches have a breathtaking view of the scenic Kentucky countryside. When it was finally completed in 1848, Waveland was known in the community as a top plantation house. The Bryan family spent plenty of time and money on the mansion, assuring it would be well known throughout central Kentucky. In 1887, Waveland was passed down to Joseph Bryan Jr. The plantation became a horse farm, turning out several famous thoroughbreds and trotters. These included Waveland Chief, Olaf, Ben-Hur, Wild Rake, and Eric. In 1894, the Bryan family sold Waveland, the site to 2 private owners, until the Commonwealth of Kentucky bought it, giving less than 200 acres to the University of Kentucky College of Agriculture to use as an experimental farm. The rest of the land became a Kentucky Life Museum, showing life in Kentucky from the days of pioneers up until the Civil War. In 1971, the University of Kentucky gave Waveland to the Kentucky Department of Parks, and the Waveland State Historic Site was open for business. Every day, Waveland tour guides give interpretive tours on what life was like for the Bryan family and their slaves. The tour goes through the mansion and the outside buildings, the 2-story servants' quarters, an ice house, and a smokehouse. Picnic tables and a playground are available for a beautiful picnic in the Lexington countryside. There is also a museum open from April to December. Finally, a gift shop is located on the property for all your souvenir needs. Upcoming events include the Waveland Art Fair, Waveland Paranormal Investigation, and Hollywood Horror Haunted Mansion and Trail at Waveland. Waveland is truly a historical gem and fosters a sense of Kentucky pride to all who visit there.